The world is waking up. People are asking questions. And if you're not, you are going to get left in the 3D. And what does that mean? 3D. Consciousness is shifting, right? Consciousness operates on different dimensions. We as human beings, we are multi-dimensional spiritual beings. Now, most of us, a lot of us humans, operate on the third dimension, third density of consciousness, right? The third dimension is height, width, and depth, right? With the fourth dimension being time, time-space. You live through, as you move through space, you experience the passing of time, right? Now, the third density of consciousness is that of ego, is that of separation, is that of understanding oneself and in relation to the world. And that's how most people see it. Me and you, my house, my car, my girlfriend. It's them and their possessions, their life. They take ownership. They assign labels to things outside of them. That is three-dimensional consciousness. It's a self-awareness, right? The third density of consciousness is the density of self-awareness. Now, consciousness is shifting in 2025, and consciousness has been shifting for about the last decade. Much longer than that, but really dramatically with the rise of technology such as cryptocurrency and smartphones and artificial intelligence. So we're closer than we ever were before as a human civilization. Where are we going? Where are we going? That's the question that everybody should be asking. The question that everybody should be asking is, where are we going as a society? And what does it mean that people are waking up? People are taking their freedom, their autonomy into their own hands. They're putting their own money in their own pockets, taking it away from the banks. They're putting good, healthy foods into their body. They're nurturing their families with love, and they're sending their kids to private schools for tens of thousands of dollars rather than the Rockefeller education that's going to teach them to walk in lines, raise their hand, and abide and be good factory workers. Right? People are breaking out of the norm. So where does that take us? Where does that leave us? That's the 5D. We're going to the 5D. The fifth dimension, fifth dimensional consciousness, right? And it's a trendy thing. It's a trendy thing to talk about the 5D. And I actually grew a TikTok account to 70,000 followers talking about the 5D and how we get there, talking about ancient history, ancient Sumerian tablets, talking all about the pyramids, talking all about emotional intelligence, conspiracy theories, aliens, all of that stuff. But it's a real issue. And it's not as much the 5D as it is the 4D. The fourth density of consciousness is what we are shifting to as a human civilization. And the fourth density of consciousness is where we get beyond the realm of self-awareness. We come to a unified awareness. We come to see others as an extension of ourselves. We come to see the world as an extension of ourselves. We come to learn from the world as if the world is a mirror. We see our own habitual patterns repeated back to us by this external world, and we begin to learn, and we see the world as a teacher. And when you see the world as a teacher, you are your own teacher. So you start to take meaning in the little things, in the way that you brush your teeth, in the way that you put your clothes on the ground before you go to bed, in the way that you put the glass on the table, and you, rather than doing it and slamming that glass, you place it lightly, right? It's a sense of presence, it's a sense of love. And that's what the fourth density of consciousness that we're moving to is. It's love. That's all it is. The fourth density of consciousness, the shift in humanity, is simple. The shift in humanity is love. We're learning to love. We're learning to love again because we came from love. Our parents conceived us in love, hopefully. We were born in love with innocent eyes. We came into the world curious and awe. And that's what we are returning to. That is what we as a human civilization are beginning to return to, is love. That's the fourth density of consciousness, where there is no there's no separation between me and you. I see you as an extension of myself, and I love you as I love myself. That is the next dimension, the next density of consciousness. And consciousness is shifting, right? We are at this precipice. We are at this precipice, this turning point in human civilization right now. Technology is increasing and it's evolving exponentially. And that technology is a tool for us as humans to expand our consciousness. And by expanding our consciousness, we become more present, we become more grateful, we become more filled with love. And that's the fourth density of consciousness. It's when we become connected. And what does that world look like when we're connected? What does that beautiful world look like? It looks like schools focused on heart-centered and mindful activities. It looks like schools that teach kids to think creatively, to create something bigger than themselves and to not abide by the rules, to think outside the box. It's a world where the people vote with their dollar. The people have the money in their own pockets and not in the pockets of a centralized bank. It's where the politicians speak for the people and they keep the people's best interest in mind, and it's not split 2 and 2, 50-50. Those two become one. And that's prophesied and talked about in religion. That new earth that we're creating is connected and it's loving and it's unifying. It's where families, where the family unit comes back, where people are interacting in love. People are building homes out of love. They're connecting with nature once again. They're connecting with themselves once again. They're comfortable sitting in silence. People are present and they're intentional with their actions and they don't take advantage of other people or create businesses out of greed or selfishness. These are just a couple of the things that we will see as consciousness shifts in 2025. We are part of this transition, our generation. I'm 23 years old and a very integral part of this transition of consciousness into higher dimensions, to be filling the world with individuals leading with love, leading with their hearts. It's a beautiful world that we live in. It's a beautiful world that we live in. And to shift that consciousness, we have to take responsibility. Take responsibility for your own actions. Take responsibility for where you spend your money. Take responsibility for who you spend your time with. Take responsibility for all these things that you do, and the world will be a better place for it because you have so much more power than you'd be led to believe. So take back your power. Be free and start to make that shift into the 5D. 5